Hello and welcome back to the channel to discuss all things aviation. Angelo Dube here, aka the Flying Jurist, welcoming you back to yet another exciting episode on this particular channel. 6 to 8 July, we were at the Wonderboom National Airport in Pretoria attending Africa's largest general aviation expo. In fact, it's the biggest general aviation expo in the southern hemisphere. We caught up with Michael Dehn, the managing director at Messe, Frankfurt, South Africa, the man behind the expo that ran over 3 days. Of course, from the first day, we saw some activity within the business-to-business interaction. We saw a number of players in the industry coming through to interact, to look at the displays and the apron. We saw some diplomats coming through, some diplomatic officials coming through from across Africa, from across the Southern African region, as far afield as Europe and South America. It was that vibrant. On the second day, we saw something geared towards young persons interested in aviation. There was a program on youth development within aviation that actually focused on giving information to young people on where the industry was going, where the gaps were, and on how they would then position themselves to actually fill those particular gaps. But let me not run ahead of myself. Let me allow Michael Dehn, the managing director, to tell us more about Aero Expo South Africa 2023. So we caught up with Michael, who is the main man behind all this at the Aero Expo South Africa 2023. Mike, how are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for coming to talk with us on the Flying Jurist channel. We are sitting here in South Africa now, dealing with Aero Expo 2023. A lot goes into the preparation of such events. I'm looking at the displays, and it's a little bit bigger than last year, which I think since COVID we've moved a little bit forward. Now, what goes into putting together such a show?
So we normally, so right now we're actually working on Aero 2024. So we normally work on it way ahead, a year ahead minimum. We've actually started before the show already to work on next year's show, and of course now we're very happy that we're here on the second day. We had an absolutely incredible first day yesterday. We got such a great feedback from our exhibitors, and you can imagine we're standing here at the Diamond Aircraft stand. They flew all the way from Austria, so
wow,
it's a lot of stuff that goes in from their side as well. And so we just want to give them the right value for coming here, and so far that has certainly happened. Our plans are for the show to be, obviously, we want to reach further into Southern Africa. We want to bring buyers from surrounding countries,
the region,
obviously, and yesterday we had 22 ambassadors here.
Wow.
Okay. Who help us carry the message to these countries.
Yes, yeah.
And that's very important for us.
So basically this show, which is the biggest thing in the Southern Hemisphere, is not just benefiting South Africa, the region as well slowly is beginning to benefit from this initiative.
Yes, but of course it's benefiting South Africa most because we bring the general aviation sector here, right? And at this wonderful airport, Wonderboom National Airport, anyway is already a general aviation hub, and we want to promote that. We want to promote the city of Tshwane as a general aviation city, and that's the plan.
Speaking about the city of Tshwane, I see that they are here as well as a partner, which is quite good for general aviation. Yeah, because a few years ago this airport was a little bit run down, and they picked it up, and now it's good to go again. That's commendable.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's good for general aviation. I noticed that while at the Speakers Theatre there was some event for youngsters, for the youth, and I'm all about young people.
Yes.
I'm all about mentorship.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So, of course, the very important message here is that this industry is hungry for young people to join this industry as a career path. And I was very happy to hear that the speakers this morning, they they projected where pilots are needed, where technicians are needed, where other service staff is needed, and what the projections are for the next few years, because that's very important. You want to choose a career path that has a future, and I found it impressive to hear the numbers today. And I think there was a good participation from the audience. They asked questions, and so
young people are usually inquisitive. They have so many questions. And the platforms like these actually fit that passion and hunger in them. Do you know perhaps the number of exhibitors that we have this year, roughly?
We have 65 exhibitors, and as you see here, plenty of new planes around and new models like this one here.
Yes.
It has a very good impact here on the market because people are very eager to see it. We have a lot of other nice new models here. We have an electric plane here.
So, So, I saw it. That was like, yes.
See, the future is arriving also here. And the difficulty, you mentioned it earlier, COVID has put a lot of dent in many industries, but we are moving, and that's very important. We are really moving.
There is recovery.
And there's recovery. There's a good energy here, very good energy, and we really see this moving forward.
Look, I also work for the University of South Africa as a professor of international law there. And since I believe in inter-transdisciplinary research and generation of knowledge, I believe law and aviation can never be separated, such as law and finance, law and whichever other field. And we are, however, display this year here. What's your take on the involvement of the higher education sector in an expo like this?
It's always very important because the companies that are here, they also rely on having the right people join the workforce, and the earlier the workforce and the students and so on can get involved in what the industry needs, the better that will actually work out in the future. And so this dialogue between the businesses and the universities is very important. And that's what is happening here as well.
So are we likely to see more centers of research involved in this space? Because before this composite material can come here,
of course,
some center of research must actually deal with it.
There's a lot of studies that go into this, a lot of experimentation. Of course, that's very important. We are very open to work with the educational sector. We're very happy to have these events here, and we're very open to expanding that in the future.
Michael, thank you so much. I look forward to the 2024 iteration of this event.
Angelo, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There you have it, folks. The managing director at Messe Frankfurt, South Africa, the company that brought us the Aero Expo South Africa 2023. You can tell that with every year that's passing by, the Aero Expo South Africa gets even better and better and better. Even the region of Southern Africa is benefiting. It's not just South Africa that's benefiting, the region as a whole, which talks to the development of general aviation in the region, which is what we need to grow Africa, to move Africa forward. You know, the regional economy is benefiting from this one expo that's held at Wonderboom National Airport every year in South Africa. We'd like to urge you to continue to support us. We'd like to urge you to continue to subscribe to our channel, to continue to like our videos, to share our videos, to put these videos, the links on your social media platforms, talk about them, so that the African child who wants to enter the field of aviation, either as a pilot, as an air traffic controller, or as cabin crew, or as an engineer, or any other discipline within the area of aviation, will know where to go, will know what information will take them forward. We are relying on you to spread the word. We are relying on your support. We are trying to push this particular channel to over 10,000 subscribers so that we can become even more visible on YouTube for the African child sitting somewhere in a village, sitting somewhere in a township, trying to map out their career path. Remember, at Flying Jurist, we believe that with every hour the cockpit beckons. Whatever you invest that hour in, make sure that it's something positive, it's something that takes you closer to your goal. So with every hour, your goal draws closer. Because every hour you put in is an investment into the future you that you want to be. Until next time, from the Flying Jurist. Cheers.